And Maxwell, I guess let's go over to you now. Let's talk music NFTs for a second here. For everyone in the audience, can you share a little bit about why you think music is a good form of art to be paired up with NFTs?
Yeah, sure. First of all, before I say that, I would like to just give a little bit, a story of how I got into, dropping music on chain. Uh, so I talked of, blogging in 2017. Uh, but then that was after I discovered, several use cases for blockchain. I just always thought that, the blockchain was for, cryptocurrencies and that's it. But then when I started blogging and discovered you can use it for music, you can use it for, in the cargo industry. And then there were so many ICOs back then. So like, it was just amazing to discover that. And I'd say that was like the main thing I needed to discover, because if I hadn't discovered that, then I doubt I would be here on the blockchain, trying to build or doing anything. So in 2018, I started releasing music on decentralized streaming platforms, and they weren't NFTs. So these were just platforms like Spotify and SoundCloud, and people would listen to your songs. But then the interesting thing is that you don't have to wait until the end of the month to be compensated. So you just get paid at the end of the day in a native token of that certain platform. Uh, and I also remember during that same period in 2018, I happened to release one of my songs on a platform called Ujo. So Ujo is like the main, I'd say, champion the main platform that utilize ERC 721s for music. And to be honest, I didn't know so much about NFTs back then. So when I dropped my song on that platform, I didn't know the NFTs were involved. But on that platform, people could come, they log in with their Ethereum wallet, and then they purchase a song or several copies, however much copies they could purchase, or alternatively, they could just buy a badge from you, from your profile, to support you. And I remember that those badges would cost used to cost around $5. So I never knew it was all about NFTs, whether all those badges were NFTs. But I happened to sell out of my tracks, a copy of my tracks, and it's the same money I used to buy my first NFT on ETH. My first NFT was BC blockchain cuties, because I was looking for NFTs with utility. Back then it was also all about utility. So I looked at the punks. Punks weren't pretty, just like Knife NFT said. They were so ugly, and back then they were selling for around $20 and $50. So I ignored the punks and just went ahead and bought a lot of gaming NFTs on Ethereum. Okay, mainly on Ethereum, and then on Steemit, I was also playing another NFT card game. So fast forward, these platforms that I was releasing, music on, I was hopeful they would grow to be something big, but then the bear market strike, and then it was difficult now to earn from making music. Uh, but then I just kept on researching, and into 2019 the bear market was still there. Then 2020 is when DeFi was hot, and I came across I came across a token called Rari. I was just trying to research, and I was like, oh, what's Rari? It seems like it's all about cars, and that's how I discovered Rarible. And on Rarible, it was only visual artists. Like there was no music, there was no support for audio, but I would see people selling memes and visual art, and I was like, okay, I can give it a try at being a visual artist. I've already tried making art for fun back then, so I could just mint these artworks and see how it works. And I started minting artworks, and I'd say I wasn't even calling myself Maxwell Bruno when I started minting those art NFTs. And then I discovered I could use my music alongside the artwork. But then, since there was no support for minting audio, I'll just mint the artwork, but then place the audio as a unlockable, as an unlockable. That was in late 2020. I happened to sell several copies, I was like, oh, so I think this could be a good use case now that I've discovered this form. But then, luckily, into early 2021, platforms like OpenSea started supporting audio uploads, and then they started audio. Rarible also supported audio uploads, and now that's how I started releasing music that you could listen to before you collect.
Yeah.
So the reason why I feel music is a good media for NFTs, it's because music is already a utility. I mean, like you listen to music, you've always been listening to music for the rest, or since you were young. People love music. Doesn't matter. Okay, there's so many types of music. So even if when it comes to collecting that NFT, as long as you love music, you have the love for music. I mean, it's you just have to support the art and the culture. So basically, music is the utility, and Web3 needs music more than music needs Web3. I'd say that. I mean, it's a little bit a tough take, but then that's what's up.
Yeah, and it's cool to hear your journey on just discovering things and